Hey, awesome people! It's been a long time coming, but here's the pilot episode of Level Up, where in the comfort of your own home, you'll be able to view different episodes where we will be focusing on a variety of different topics. Welcome to our pilot episode. We walk in unknown territory, so be with us through everything. Like us, subscribe, and comment. But please be nice. Stay awesome, peeps.
Assalamu alaikum. I greet you with the universal greeting in Islam. Welcome. Hi, awesome viewers. Welcome to our first episode of Level Up. Would like to introduce you to Razina Dokrat, who will be handling our fashion, and tied in with beauty will be Taslim Kaji, and our awesome travel writer will be Hava Patel, and who's hiding behind the camera is Juwaria Gina, who will be doing our awesome footage and who I will be interviewing a lot when it comes to sports because we are rival teammates. So, welcome to our...
Yes!
And that's when she gets fired. We do not have Man United supporters on board because we are Liverpool supporters, and anyone else that is not will leave the show. Okay, so we're kidding. So, Level Up is basically a variety talk show that will be easy and relaxed, where we will be discussing various topics over different episodes. For today, we're focusing on the winter theme, and in South Africa especially, because if you're living in Canada or in Dubai, you are probably boiling hot right now. So this is focused to Africa and South Africa in particular. So we're not freezing, but we are a little cool and a little nippy. So our beauty for today was done by Taslim Kaji, and we had an awesome guest, Nazreen Chamda, who may join us a bit later. We can speak to Taslim a little about what she had done with her beauty and the tips for beauty.
Okay, so basically we focused on makeup trends and the latest that we've been seeing like on the runway. So something that really has been like sticking out to me and that I enjoy is the natural, more eyebrow trend, and I actually really like that. And we discussed, actually you'll see we was talking a little bit about block brows and ombre brows, something that I'm not a fan of, but it does work on occasion to occasion. So that was something that we did focus on a little bit as well. But we stuck with the bushy brows. We did a bit of a wing liner done with eyeshadow, a nice red lip. So yeah, that was just something that we worked in with also nice glowy skin.
So for more on the beauty tutorial we did with Taslim and Nazreen, make sure you following up on our first episode, which will be uploaded very soon. Hava has done a lot of globe-trotting for us, and hopefully through our episodes that will follow, we're going to get a lot of travel tips and awesome recipes and cuisines that she has had around the world. For now, she's going to just give us a little bit about travel tips, what to do, what not to do, and introducing us to Fair Paris.
Yeah, oh, that's beautiful. Zaytoon, you see, when you want to get away for a romantic, cold, warm, snuggly holiday, Paris is a place of a good option. So currently, if you're looking now for winter, now to go away on a holiday, think of Paris, because there's so much that you can enjoy in this weather as long as you travel well. Now, travel tips for winter, like I'd say, is firstly, you have to check the luggage allowance. You need to travel light. So in winter, you need to pack smartly. When I say pack smartly, you need to take one or two jackets that will be suitable for any occasion. Versatile evening, morning, afternoon.
And you don't get stuck at the airport and they tell you access luggage and pull out the wallet and lose your money.
Exactly.
Before you start.
And talking about the airport, please don't even accept any parcels at this stage from anybody, and see that all your zips and locks are closely tied up for safety and security.
Another thing. Would it be cheaper and more convenient to wrap your bags in plastic at home instead of doing it at the airport? You know, the wrapping system.
But it is now the safest option to just wrap. Whether you're paying at the airport, it's worth it, or at home. Have it done for your own security, and don't be kind enough to offer anyone assistance along the way. Yeah, so traveling in that light bag, the main thing is you don't forget is something, when we're saying clothing, if you take a jeans and a couple of jerseys with it, or a couple of light tops, that will keep you warm. The most important thing is you should have a thermal vest that must go in, at least two to keep you warm, and the long underpants. That really helps along the way under your jeans and that. Now, I know that we tend to forget the accessories, which you may not think are necessary, but once you, especially like in Paris, I realized that I didn't have a hoodie or a French beret, like they call it. So I had to end up buying one there to keep the head warm, although the scarf is like thin. So choose your coat wisely. Like if you take the one with the hoodie, which you could wrap up and use as a head pillow wherever you're waiting, maybe at the metro station. Also, in your accessories, don't forget to add your comfortable fashion beauty products like simple lip balm and lotion, because holidays like that, your skin tends to
Dry out, basically.
You'll be able to see the Zina.
So you'd need something with a deep moisturizer.
Yes. So Paris, I think people worry about halal food. There's lots of Algerians there who have lovely restaurants that you could eat, and there are other areas. If you just, you will find that there's even masjid close by the central, in central Paris. When you arrive there, the places to really visit is obviously you must not miss the Louvre. The Louvre is the museum which is world famous, where you must have heard of Mona Lisa.
Yeah.
Right? So you get to view Mona Lisa by Leo da Vinci. And can you believe it? I was so amazed to know that they had an entire floor for Islamic art.
Wow, where is it?
Yes, in Paris, at
the Louvre.
At the Louvre.
Wow.
It has been introduced a few years ago, and it is so interesting. My pics will show you some of the beautiful, amazing Islamic art.
Is it historical art or is it modern art?
More modern art, yeah, more modern art. But it is something like really to view and be inspired by. So a cheap option of traveling is the hop-on, hop-off bus. Okay, so if you take that takes you around the city and you can see the Cathedral of Notre Dame. You get to see past the Louvre where you can hop off. You would go to the Eiffel
And
Tower.
that's going to be really sad, because you were lucky to see the Notre Dame towers, because now unfortunately it's really bad state, being burnt down.
Yeah. But you can see like the sighting,
It's going to start happening. But I mean, you were lucky to
see
be able
at
to
that
see
time. And then also the river Seine, you must have heard, well, is very. That's a place where everyone ties their lock of love. And
And the
well,
beach.
when you're doing a hop on, hop off, don't forget to take the cruise along the river Seine, because then too you see the wonderful city, the natural beauty of Paris through this cruise as well.
Is it very expensive to take the transport in and out of Paris?
Okay, I'm going to be honest with you, like certain bookings you must do from here before you leave. Like if you're booking Eiffel Tower, I would suggest
So
it's cheaper.
booking
Yeah,
your
please.
tours from here than
Yes.
rather using the euros.
Yes.
And
The Eiffel Tower, if you don't want to take the elevator and you want to experience it, there's
Get your exercise
690 steps to climb, which is fun because once you get on the second floor, the view, I promise you, is amazing of the city. So that you must to get onto the second floor.
so you forget your legs and you're more interested in the view
And the romance.
and the romance.
Oh, actually, don't forget to again go to the Eiffel Tower at night because it is very romantic.
So for every 100, your husband should stop and give you a lovely kiss under the Eiffel Tower and then carry on.
It's memories. That's why there's no need for anyone to cart along because it's catching up. That's what it is. Not honeymoon, nothing stops you from reviving that love and that romance in your life. We come to an age, I think, where we just say, oh, now we got children. No, your love and your life is what you make of it.
Date your wife. You gotta date your wife and date your husband. The romance has to
So
begin
do you
again.
agree that it's the city of love?
It's a city of love, and winter is beautiful in Paris.
So, cost effective would in comparison to us traveling locally in South Africa, cost effective. What would be?
It depends what your idea of travel is, because if you're going to look, a comfortable 4-star hotel, a 4-star hotel is comfortable. If you're paying for a 5-star, then okay, you're going to pay a bit more, then you'd rather go with the family locally. Right?
Okay.
But if you're cutting costs and now with the Airbnb, I'm sure it will be even cheaper when you get a special on your flights. then you book your Airbnb and you travel. But if you want a 5-star, then obviously it's going to be
So in a little while, we're going to be having more on fashion from Rosina and a little chat on Game of Thrones, Spider-Man Far From Home, and the new MIB movie. So stay tuned. And if you haven't watched Avengers Endgame, please walk away now.
Spidey fans, after a painful Avengers Infinity War and a heart-wrenching Avengers Endgame, Spider-Man Far From Home looks like light at the end of a very dark tunnel for Marvel fans. Outset in July at cinemas, Spider-Man Far From Home looks like the birth of the new Avengers. I guess we'll know more after the movie is released. Awesome acting from Tom Holland, Jack Gyllenhaal, Zendaya, and basically the entire webcast. Stay tuned for more as soon as we review the movie. Chris Hemsworth and Tessa Thompson unite again after the Thor Ragnarok and Avengers Endgame movies and put on their awesome black suits to pair up as Agent H and Agent M in the new MIB movie Men in Black International, out now at cinemas. Game of Thrones Season 8. Dudes, what the fudge, man? If you haven't watched yet, leave now. I'm waiting. Are you gone? Awesome. So Bran the Broken, seriously. I mean, I personally don't mind, but what the fudge? Why the huge build-up from Season 1 with Daenerys and Jon Snow, even Sansa and Arya? Seriously, guys. Anyway, well done to the cast, crew, producers. As for the writers, I'm still out on that one. Marvel fans, get ready for the re-release of Avengers Endgame, where Marvel is adding 6 minutes of extra content to the epic movie, as well as a special gift for fans paying to see the film in theaters one more time. Come on fans, help Marvel and more importantly, Avengers to beat Avatar's record and gain top spot at the box office. For all you Marvel fans out there, I leave you with this. Coming up next, in the kitchen with gorgeous Nazreen Chamda.
Hi everyone, and welcome to our first cooking demo for an exciting new variety talk show called Level Up on YouTube. My name is Nazreen Chamda, and today I'll be taking you through an exciting and delicious winter, or actually an autumn-winter recipe called Baklava stuffed apples. Now, it's a very simple and easy recipe. Anyone can make it, and you don't need to have a lot of fancy ingredients. It's a lot of things that you can find at home. So what I've done is I've started off with a fairly large sized apple, and I've cut off about 2 centimeters, and I've taken a tablespoon measure, or you can use a melon scoop, and what you're going to do is you're going to scoop and core out the center, and then what you want is a little hollow apple shell like that. And what I'm going to do now for this specific recipe is that I'm going to just get my baking pan. I'm going to place my apple in the center, and I'm going to start off by making my baklava sugar stuffing. And what it entails is some muscovado sugar. You then add in some rose syrup, about a teaspoon to tablespoon. So I've got my muscovado sugar, I've got my rose syrup, and I've got a variety of nuts. So you can use pistachios, you can use almonds, walnuts, whatever you prefer. And what I've done is I've also added a pinch of cardamom and a pinch of cinnamon. So I'm just scooping in the remaining balance of my rose sugar. So I'm now going to be stuffing my apple with some cream cheese. Now, what's very important to know is that when you are using cream cheese in any recipe, you need to take it out of the fridge and allow it to come to room temperature, so that when you beat it in your machine or with your electric beater, it becomes very nice and creamy and smooth. Otherwise, if you leave it at a cold temperature, you will end up with lumps, and you don't want that. So what I've done is I've taken my room temperature cream cheese, and I've added in some icing sugar and some vanilla paste. I use a brand called Nomu, and it's absolutely so delicious. You can also use a vanilla bean and just scrape off the seeds and use that. So I'm going to just take some of my cream cheese mixture, and I'm going to just very carefully scoop it into my apple. Don't be afraid to fill it up, because you do want to get as much filling as possible. When you're baking apples, you want them to get nice and tender, but you also want the shape to hold, especially if you're baking a whole apple. But now the thing is, and this is the part I love it because it's caramelizing the skin, but the skin does tend to discolor, especially if you're using a Granny Smith apple. So the red color of the skin still does hold, but with a green apple it does tend to go more of a yellowy ochre brown, which I'm not really a big fan of, because when you're taking a picture it doesn't look very aesthetically pleasing, but it's absolutely so delicious. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pop my apple into the oven at 180 degrees, and I'm going to leave it in for about 30 minutes. And in the meantime, while you have that going, I'm going to show you how to prepare a very simple sweet dukkha spice. So what this consists of is some black sesame seeds, some cinnamon, some cardamom, whole cardamom seeds, ground cardamom, some toasted coconut, and some pistachios. And I'm actually just going to make a little bit more, because I'm going to actually use this as a topping as well. So some cardamom, pistachios, and a few whole cardamom seeds. And also a spice called dukkha. It's very popular in the Middle East, and I think that it just adds a little extra dimension to this very delicious baklava stuffed apple. And what I'm going to be doing with that spice is that you take a sheet of phyllo pastry, you melt some butter, and you brush the melted butter over your phyllo, and then you very generously sprinkle your dukkha spice onto your phyllo, and you bake it until the sheets are nice and crispy. And this is essentially what you're going to be left with. You do want a nice kind of caramelization and a nice golden sheen to it, because it adds that autumn warmness to the apple, because you have a red skin and then you have this beautiful cream cheese which will be topped up with some delicious Greek yogurt and this beautiful shards of sweet dukkha phyllo. Okay, so my apple should be just about ready. Remember, you want a soft center, and you also want the outside of the shell to still be a little bit firm. Oh, the smell is absolutely amazing. Just be careful, because your pan can be really, really hot. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to plate it up in this beautiful dish. Okay, bismillah. There we go. So there's my apple already. And then what you can do is that you can take the caramel that is formed in the base of your pan. You can just scoop it up, just let it drizzle. If you want to, you don't have to, it's up to you. But rather not have anything left to waste. So let's just put this delicious brown caramel onto your plate. Let me just move this out of the way. There we go. Okay, and now for the fun part. So what I've done is that I've taken some Greek yogurt, and I've taken some chai seeds, and I put some chai seeds in some water to bloom, and I've mixed the chai seed into the yogurt. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give it one good stir. I'm going to take it and then just scoop it on top of your cream cheese, like so. And then I'm going to take some of my sweet dukkha, and then I'm going to just sprinkle some on top. And I like this dessert because it plays very nicely to the autumn fall color palette. So the red of the apple is complemented by the red plate that I've put out. We added some green just for a little bit of freshness. And then lastly, let's add some of our rose petals, just because we have the rose water in. It's totally completely up to you. You don't have to put it on, it's totally optional. And then we'll chew some very nice phyllo shards. So simple, just split it into really beautiful pieces, and then you just add a few shards onto your dish. And lastly, you take some golden syrup or honey, totally up to you. And you just drizzle some over. And there you have it. A delicious baklava stuffed apple with a sweet tikka filoshad.
Coming up next, winter fashion with Rosina Dokrat. Stay tuned.
A 2019 trend that is upcoming is seeing a lot of bags, so it's falling into a utility trend. For winter in specific, we're seeing a lot of the bomber jackets coming in. They're calling it the puff trend. So you're seeing the bomber jackets, very long jackets right up until the ankle. An unexpected trend that has come up, which is not from any fashion house or fashion curator, is obviously this new hype and love of Afro. So you're seeing lots of fur hats, lots of leather coats. All of this is coming purely just from the love of the movie.
More episodes to follow. Keep an eye out on our social media pages to see for release date.